Okay, welcome back to the channel, and you join me once again in the Golf Edition 30. Now, in this episode, we are going to be tackling one of the issues that this car has had since I bought it. It is the issue that is sort of holding us back and means that we can't go any further with this car as of right now, and it is, of course, the clutch. So, I think the first thing to do is demonstrate exactly what is going wrong with this car. Now, if you are new to this project or just new to the channel in general, I will tell you a little bit about it very quickly. This is obviously a 2008 Golf GTI Edition 30. That is, of course, the Mark 5 shape, and it is a manual. So the manual ones of these, obviously, once you start tuning them, will obviously need a clutch, or if they're just getting up on the miles like this one is, we've just ticked over 90,000 miles, which of course is time to start thinking about a clutch upgrade for this car. And the clutch upgrades for these cars are not quite as simple as you may think, and that is why we're going to one place in particular. So I'm not quite sure how well that comes off on camera, but as you can hopefully hear, the clutch is slipping in this car, and it is slipping quite badly. And obviously I do want to tune this car, I do want to give it some more power and whatnot, and yeah, a clutch is definitely going to be a weak point in all of that. Now, if you are new here, this is obviously what we're talking about. It's the Mark 5 Edition 30 Golf GTI, and we've already done a few little bits to this car already to get it back on the road after being sat for quite a reasonable amount of time. Most obviously, the wheels, I've had them refurbed silver, red BBS centre caps, and obviously the Pilot Sport 5s. And apart from obviously getting the wheels refurbed and the new tyres on, we did try and get this car an MOT, in which it failed, and we had to replace both CV boots in the last video with genuine OEM parts. Quite a hard job, but definitely something you can do yourself, just like I did using genuine VW parts. Now, the plans for this car are quite simple. Get it back to its former glory, get it looking nice with the new wheels and whatnot, get it polished up because it is still very, very dirty, and hopefully take it over to Germany to give this thing a little spin around the Nürburgring. But to do that, we obviously need a clutch that is not slipping, and that's where tomorrow comes in to get this car a new clutch. Now, hopefully you could hear on that little clip before that the clutch is basically just slipping when you're trying to use the torque of the car. When using horsepower, going through all the gears through to the red line, absolutely fine. Soon as you start trying to pull from low revs and start using the torque of a car, it just completely slips. Now, there is a lot of controversial information on the internet, of course, about clutches for this car, but I've narrowed it down to one clutch kit which seems to trump all of them, and that is, of course, the TTRS modified clutch upgrade for these cars. Now, for those of you that have not heard of the TTRS modified clutch upgrade for this car, effectively you use the clutch pack from an Audi TTRS, the clutch disc from an Edition 30, and also a standard Edition 30 dual mass flywheel, which is exactly what I'm going to get, with all the corresponding parts replaced at the same time, the bolts, the bearings, etc, etc. And there's one place in particular that are renowned for these upgrades. That is, of course, Midland VW. Now, these were recommended to me actually by Artec, who said get down there, get a TTRS clutch kit put in, and then you will be prime, ready to go for tuning. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. If you don't know about Artec, they know everything there is to know about these cars, and if it's good enough for them, it is definitely good enough for me. So we'll pick up with you in the morning. I've got a 5:30 AM-ish start off. I'm going to drive down, it's about a 3-hour drive to get to Midland VW for 8:30. Now, I don't think the guys down there are actually that keen on filming, but what I am going to do is make a full video about it, and if we can't get the installation video, then at least I will be able to tell you how much it costs, how long it takes, and all the details about it. So I will see you at 5:30 tomorrow morning on my way down to Midland VW, but for now, I best go get some sleep. See you in the morning. Okay, so good morning. I don't know how well you can see me, but it is the next day. It is absolutely freezing. It is, I've just had to defrost my car. It's 1 degree outside, and it's 5:30 in the morning. Just put the sat nav on. It says that we're going to get there about 8:10, but I will obviously have a break for a coffee and whatnot at some point on the way. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. Try and get my car warmed up and get some of these miles under the belt. So I'll pick up you a little bit closer. Okay, we are very nearly there, and yeah, I thought I'd just get one last clutch slip out the way. Hopefully we never hear this again. Are you ready? Oh, I cannot wait to see the back of that. We're going to be there in about 10 minutes, get it all sorted. I can't wait for some breakfast. I've been driving for about 2.5 hours, another 10 minutes or so, and yeah, hopefully I should get some food. But yeah, it's been alright so far. Couple of crashes, as always, on a Monday morning down the M1, but nothing too bad. So I'll catch up with you whenever I can.
And just like that, we were there. Arrived at Midland VW about 8:20, so just in the nick of time. So my route planning with a coffee stop worked out absolutely bang on, and I was ready to get the clutch done. Now, after a quick stop and a chat with the guys, I handed over my keys and swiftly my car was moved into the workshop. Now, while these guys were getting on with the clutch, I decided to go have a poke about. I was obviously starving, having had no breakfast. So I'll just take you through what I did and what is around the area while you are waiting for your car to get done. So just around the corner, there is actually a Toby Carvery. You can get all you can eat breakfast there, and it is really, really close to the garage. And when I say close, I literally mean walking distance. So that was obviously the first port of call. From there, I decided to get a taxi to a designer outlet shopping centre nearby, which had a load of different restaurants and whatnot. You can have a trundle around there, get some lunch, and just as I was sitting down with a coffee at about 1:20, there goes my phone. Ping, your car is done. Closed down the World Cup that I was currently watching and got back to Midland VW ready to pick up my car. So I obviously dropped my car off on the Monday to get the work done. Fast forward a couple of days to this present moment, and we are now on Friday and the car is performing faultlessly. We're at about 130 miles home, and yeah, absolutely no issues at all. It is completely done, and hopefully that is going to be one of the sort of big-ish builds out the way. And I just wanted to obviously do a huge shout out to Midland VW for sorting out the Edition 30. They did a really good job, and obviously it took roughly half a day. So I set off at 5:30 in the morning, but I was actually home for about 4 o'clock. So yeah, easily done in a day, even with a 3-hour drive. But the other thing that I just wanted to touch on with Midland VW was the attention to detail of the service. Now, this is a bit of a strange garage actually, because I'm used to going to garages where the mechanics are the same people that are on the desk, same people you speak to on the phone, etc, etc, and Midland VW is not like that. They've got 2 service advisors there, so it's almost like a mini sort of VW specialist dealership in a way. So yeah, either way, the people on the desk really, really knew their stuff, as did the mechanics, and the attention to detail was bar none. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly run through. I've got the receipt and whatnot here. Quickly run through exactly what it was, what it cost, and the issues that they encountered whilst doing it, because this was sort of one of the reasons I was fairly impressed with them. So let's start from the top with exactly what I got done. I've got the invoice here, and yeah, effectively this is just their TTRS clutch package. So yeah, it's a bit of a package deal. Quickly run through what it involves and then how much it costs, because that is going to be the reason, if you have clicked on this video to find out about the TTRS clutch, that is exactly what you want to know. How much does it cost? So, supply and fit, Mark II, Audi TTRS clutch with dual mass flywheel. The labour for this was £354 plus VAT. We've obviously got the TTRS clutch friction plate at £355 plus VAT again. We've got the clutch plate, which I believe is the Edition 30 part. That is £92. We've got the new dual mass flywheel. That is £360. We've got a bolt set, so obviously all the flywheel bolts, £8.20, and a new slave cylinder as well, which brings the parts to a total of £854.18 plus VAT. £1,450. So if you want to take your car down to Midland VW and get the TTRS clutch package put in, £1,450 is exactly what it's going to cost you. So obviously quite a big bill, but hopefully something that we only have to do once. And yeah, that sort of opens us up to tuning possibilities, and also just means that the car is back in a drivable state. Now, the only thing that I have got to do is a 500-mile bedding period, as advised by the guys at Midland VW. Obviously, I'm 130 miles into it, so yeah, I'm going to take their advice. I'm not going to put my foot down, and there is one other reason why I'm not going to do that. So you might just be able to see here, technician's comments, okay? And I'll just read that out for you, just in case you can't see it. Near side front, lower boost pipe needs replacing. Tab for the retaining clip is missing. So, actually, taking the Golf to Midland VW and taking it to some specialists that really know what they're looking at has actually pointed out another fault that needs addressing very shortly. Because if I'm correct in saying this, if one of your boost pipes blows off, it should put your car into limp mode. You might end up stuck by the side of the road, etc, etc. So as you can imagine, I took it very steady on the way home and straight away ordered some new boost pipes, which I'll show you now. So I did manage to pick these up in a bit of a Black Friday sale, but this is a little triple set of forged boost pipes. I'll show you exactly why these are different and what the benefit is. So that one's for your intercooler, that one's for your throttle body, and this is the other side of the intercooler. But effectively, what happens here is these little triangle bits, part of the clip, they basically round off with boost pressure. So yeah, effectively mine have almost worn off, which means that this is just not staying into the intercooler as well as it should be. So Forge make this nice little upgrade, which has got the OEM fittings, but also takes a circlip around it as well, or a Jubilee clip, whatever it comes with. I haven't really checked, but yeah, so we've got 3 of those. And again, if you're wondering how much those were, for the set of 3, directly from Forge's website, it was £105 for the set. And I will, of course, make a conscious effort to get these replaced as soon as possible. So make sure you are subscribed to get that video and a lot of future ad videos on the Golf. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you if you have clicked on it just because you're thinking about getting an upgraded clutch, or if you are a current subscriber to the channel and you are just following the journey on the Golf Edition 30, because hopefully this is going to be some sort of fast road track car, and I do want to do a couple of road trips in it. So make sure you are subscribed for all the adventures to come. Give this video a big thumbs up because it has cost me a fortune, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.